way we do this MAO. All right. So Bezos and friends went space, and so did the stock market. Yesterday, the stock market went up by almost 500 points. And the thing is, this people are asking me now, Cal, is it a good time to buy? I'll talk about this very shortly. All right. Before we start, you can see that this Jeff Bezos really have conquered Earth. Now he's going to conquer the space. All right. Apparently, Jeff Bezos is the richest man on Earth right now. And you can see that very interesting space shuttle, but main point is he really has touched the sky, okay? And now he's coming back home and said that let's go look at something else, and there's a lot of demand for it, about nearly $100 million worth of tickets are going to be sold for the next trip, apparently. So that is really incredible for people who really want to go to space, all right? So disclaimer as usual, once again, do understand this. If you read all the above, it means that you identified me and you accepted what I share over here, right? Thank you. All right, so to be a successful trader, right, learn to take losses. The most important thing in making money is not letting your losses get out of control. It's like market swaps. And I totally agree with this, because once you allow losses to run, you notice that it's going to be very difficult to make back the money. It's just like $1 you lose 10 cents, you can use 90 cents to make back $10 cents. But if you have $1 and you lose 90 cents, then it's going to be very difficult to use 10 cents to make back $1. So you agree with that? So that's the reason why you must understand and respect them. And most importantly, you must mentally accept them. All right, so with that, it's all right. This morning, we're going to change a bit of strategy to you guys. The arrangement will be, we'll talk about the market first, then we'll talk about the global news, then we'll talk about the reason to be bullish, and after that, followed by the alternate market news, okay? So that is the new arrangement for today. Let's go. All right, let's go with the market right now. Okay, so we're going to have, as usual, our Hong Kong, China stuff. Okay, so China market is going to open as open. China has traded slightly higher. China is down slightly today. It's off from yesterday's closing, and the MLP is somewhere around here. So we're going to see that if the market fails to stay above MLP, we could see some selling back down again to this level. The technical level for today for support will be somewhere around here, 16,508 for the China A50. Okay, for Hong Kong, today it has went down and hit the support level yesterday at 27,067. So I suspect today will slightly be flat this morning. All right, Hong Kong open soon already. We're going to be opening in about now. Okay, Hong Kong has just opened. It has opened slightly higher. Yesterday closed at 27,262. Today is now at 27,308, 40 points higher. All right, the MLP for today for the market right now, let's take a look. Oops. Okay, the MLP for today, Hang Seng is 27,290 region, 93 actually. All right, 27293, not going to scale, but that is the MLP for today. If the Hang Seng can stay above the MLP, we should see a higher upside chance potential. If it goes below MLP, then there is a possibility it may retest this point against the KCP. It's a level to watch out for, and that's 27,067. Right, I'm going to you, Gary and Fred and Jerry. All right, we're starting the Hang Seng trading at the moment right now. Okay, so that is the China side. Let's look at the Hong Kong side. Let's look at Hong Kong index on its own right now. Okay, so let's just review on this. Hong Kong today, the opening price is actually above pivot 1. So by right, we should see the few things. Number one, the opening price is above the pivot 1. So which means that if the market can stay above OP, it should easily go to KTR plus 1, right? Easily, right? No, because the KSI happen to be red in color. So when KSI is red in color, that means that, right, if the market can go to KTR plus 1, it'll be quite, fortunate. If you can go to plus 2, wow, you're going to be very lucky. So that's why if you are going to buy above OP later on CCRY, do take profit at KTR plus 1, okay? Do take, maybe take 70%. Then maybe at KTR plus 2, if you want to hold on a position, then you can take another 20% of the remaining 30%. And then after that, then the rest, you just try to sell it off at KTR plus 3. But I will say that again, with the KSI red in color, it's going to be difficult for the market to go to KTR plus 2 or even plus 3. So plus 1 will be a good time. It's a good idea to take profit, okay? Now, on the flip side, if the market do go below OP, right, there's a problem here. Now, below OP today, it is a, if it's from OP to pivot one, it's called the uncertainty zone. And uncertainty zone, usually we don't really sell because the market has the upside updraft by the P1, although it's pressurized by the OP. So usually between OP to pivot one, right, we don't really trade, okay? I would not suggest, but of course, if you insist to trade, well, with the KSI red in color, all right, the probability of it going down to KTR -1, it is possible. So that's why if you really insist to trade, you can try, but I will not encourage you guys. So are we clear with this? So that is how we will trade Hang Seng today based on the rules, all right? The rules are very clear that we're supposed to look more towards the buy side because it's above OP and above pivot one is more to the buy. And you notice that once the market goes above OP and pivot one, the pivot will turn third color to cyan color. This will tell you that the market is now trading above the OP. So this is the very smart system, okay? It actually do the calculation for you and also show you two colors that what is happening right now, okay? So that is what we are saying for the Hang Seng. We'll come to this later, okay? So let's just do a quick look at China A50 again. All right, China A50 for today. Well, you can see very clearly we have the market is still below the MA30 and it's also below the MA200. So that's why the market is still pretty bearish on this market. There is no, what's the latest BNB? Let me take a look. Well, there's no, okay, latest BNB was already done deal already, so we don't need to use that anymore. And take this away. This is the only one, the MLP that is for today, okay? Now, this is what happened. Okay, Hong Kong shares is trading now. Hong Kong index is currently trading higher right now. Okay, it's trading above the OP, okay, by 30 points now. There's no color change, so you cannot enter anything yet for time being, okay? All right, so that's China A50. Let's go down to the US market, shall we? Now, for the US stock market, right, yesterday we saw a very powerful recovery, And the question is, can this sustain? Well, all I can say as a trader, as long as the market stays above the MA30, anything goes. So the MA30, as you can see, the MA30 is somewhere now today around this area here. And that's about 34,538. So please put it down, okay? Put it down somewhere that today's the MA30 is 34,538. Okay, you got an idea? Yeah, which means that if the market is to stay above the MA30 of 34,538, which is actually very near to the OP level. So make it simple. If the market stays above OP today, in general perspective, the market will go higher. Right, that is what it means, okay? So that is the first thing. And of course, we have a BNB over here, right? We have a BNB and the market already come down, but that means that the one-time-one extension is no longer valid, but it's still a BNB there to like a form of the resistance over here. Okay, all right. So as long as the Dow Jones stay above OP for today, which incidentally is near to the MA30, the market is going to be positive, okay? So there's something that you must take note of that. But of course, on the flip note, if the market goes below the below the OP price, which is today's MA2, then there is a possibility that the market may drop back down to test the MLP. The MLP for today is about 34,295 range. Okay, that is the MLP for today. All right. Okay, so that's something to watch out for. Okay, so all clear on this? Everybody clear? Okay. Okay, so that is the MLP. This is the moving average. Okay, so we talk about this. Okay, and let's look at the weekly chart right now for the Dow Jones. By the way, Hang Seng is trading higher now. It's trading higher now because of the KSI, as I mentioned to you. It's more towards the upside. That's why you can see the Hang Seng is moving towards the KTR +1 level. Okay, so this is the weekly chart, and obviously it's very clear the market has broke down below the short-term trend line. All right, so it was supposed to be trading. It's supposed to be trading lower. Okay, but because I like the line there because I think that we should just leave it there for one more week to see. So if this market closes, and for this week example, let's say below the trend line for the second week in a row, then I'll delete this short-term trend line, because you can see that the last time when I leave it down there, right? Okay, it was supposed to be below it, but you can see almost instantly the market recovers and stay back above the trend line. So in my own personal opinion, I kind of suspect that, who knows, the market may go back in again, and this will give me to confirm that the market may still be going up. So that's the reason why I'm actually leaving my line open. Okay, now, all right, now the BMB, which is the 2 weeks ago. This is the BMB for 2 weeks ago. Now it's basically now the Dow is just hanging around the midpoint here, the range here. So we are not very clear of which direction the Dow want to go. Definitely there are some profit taking. That is pretty clear. Okay. All right. So let's look at the Dow. The Hang Seng is still trading higher at 27,385 right now. We're just marginally away from KTR +1, and I told you before that as long as above OP, above pivot 1, normally the upside trust will be there, and now it's actually happening. So I'm not half surprised to see trusting past KTR +1 later. Okay, now look at the Dow Jones now for today's market. Let's take a look. Okay, so today's Dow is again another buying day. Why? Because yesterday I already called for buy. I'm not too sure you all got it, but I'll come to that later on. Now this is the opening price of the Dow Jones today, and the KSI is green in color. Now the KSI is green in color means that the boys are buying. So above OP, CCRY will be a buy, and it's something that we have been talking about, and you should be doing that. Okay, so above OP, CCRY is a buy, and of course, if you look carefully, yesterday the closing was actually above the RL. The cash RL, right, for the first time, meaning basically, right, even though it's done before, but it's a reset. So that's why today the market did test yesterday high. Now, one thing to note, yesterday the closing price was actually below the KSL, the cash support level. Logically, it should have went down to at least test the low, but it didn't, because why? So I think some other forces came in to make sure that the market doesn't go down. So that's the reason why, even time like this, that. And of course, with the KSI green, that's the reason why the market also went up. Okay, so with that, we look forward to buy anytime when the market is above OP and the CCRY. Okay, for that is the Dow Jones for today's direction. Okay, so that is the Dow direction for today. And let's look at the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ also closed above the MA30, so it's pretty positive. And let me see. This is that's a BMB, the nearest one. Okay, it's this guy here. This is the nearest BMB. And the market already triggered the BMB extension 1x1, so it's done deal already. So the only thing that we need to take note of is today is the MLP, which is somewhere around here, 14,675, and also the MA30, which is, wait, let's change the color. Let me give it a ticker over here. Okay, here we go. So the MA30 is 14,650, the same number that we had early this week. So as long as the market stays above the 14,650, the market should be still rather positive for today. So overall, as long as the market stays above the MLP and MA30, NASDAQ should still be going up to test up higher region, all right, above 14,800 level. Okay, so that is the NASDAQ, and let's look at the NASDAQ day chart. Now, NASDAQ day chart is quite nice because it is actually a CCRY. So that means for today, right, for NASDAQ, the opening price above OP will be a buy, above OP will be a buy, and also interestingly, the TSCB for PTP student is 14744, which incidentally is almost the opening price of today. So which means that as long as the NASDAQ stays above 14744, then the NASDAQ should be still going higher, okay? So based on CCRY, it's already a buy, okay? But do note the KSI happened to be red in color, So which means that even you're buying for positioning, you need to reduce your size, okay? All right, and the 14744 will be the very important pivotal point. For intraday traders, I mean today's OP will be very critical. So because it has the CCRY element, day chart element, you also have the TSCB element. So two things together. So today's OP will be very critical. If it stays over OP, the NASDAQ will likely be going higher, and it may even test the pivot 1 level. But if it stays below OP, then there'll be some profit taking, and it may test the 14,629 level. Okay, so that is how we read this whole chart right now for the NASDAQ. Okay, all right, are we clear with this? Okay, all right, let's look at another one. And S&P 500. Now the S&P 500 also broke above the MA 30. All right, so that's why it's pretty bullish. Now later on, I'll do the MA 50, the one that people have been using in the market, and let's show to you. All right, so talk about that later. And the MLP for today will be somewhere around here, and that's about 4,300 level. 4,300 level. Let me see. Let me bring around the chart away. Where is the latest BNB? Okay, this BNB is here, already given, so no need to draw. Okay, let me just take away all these lines. These are all the extra lines. So you can see that as long as S&P stays above 43.21 today, that's MA 30, everything should be fine. Okay, as long as market stays above the 43.21, it should be fine. Okay. Now, this is today's chart for S&P. Now, NASDAQ and Dow Jones is all opening price is above the pivot 1, but for S&P, the opening price is between the pivot. So you can see that, right? The thing is not every time it works the same way. Some people will tell me that actually all the pivots are the same. I think you must be joking with me because different market, a different way of moving. So it doesn't mean that today the market, the Dow and NASDAQ is above OP, above pivot 1, means that the same for S&P. It doesn't work that way, all right? It really doesn't work that way. So this is the OP of today, and the KSI is red, right? So how do I trade today? Well, by right, if it goes above OP, all right, it should be able to go to KTR plus 1. But the problem is that the KSI is red, right? So the upside potential is only like 50%, okay? But if the market goes below OP today, and you ask me whether what's the probability of going to KTR minus 1, then I would say it's about 80%. So you got an idea? Yeah, but again, so how do I trade this? Still the same, follow the rules. If the rules now call for buy on and call for buy and it's above OP and it's CCRY with a trigger, then I'll still buy. Just like when you hit KTR plus 1, if you ever hit, take profit first, take at least 50% profit because you don't want to take on a market when the KSI, the terrain is not in your favor. You got my point? All right. Now, unless it drops below OP and go down, right, then because the KSI happen to be red in color, the probability is going to be higher. Hence, therefore, right, I will say that it's for 80% chance that you will see at least KTR minus 1. So look at the words that I use, and I say that probability at least, at most. So there's difference there, right? So if everybody is clear, please key number 1 right now, and let me see whether you guys are hearing me loud and clear over now. Now, today, I say it's a new arrangement. We talk about the technical market first, all the technical charts first, so that for people who need to go off, they can leave the group chat, and then after that, the rest want to hear about market news, can continue, and those who want to talk about this, want to hear what I can offer to you in terms of the alternate market views again, then of course you can stay on all the way to the end. Okay, I'll try to finish the MAO within 1 hour. That's my target every day. All right, but of course, we will have some interaction. Of course, this is something that I think is very important every morning. Okay, all right. Thank you guys for typing the number 1. At least I need to see at least 10 people typing like this. I know that I'm still doing a pretty good job. Okay, so we have covered the 3 US indices. Look at Hang Seng once again. Hang Seng. Let's go. Oh, Hang Seng has pulled back a little bit. Okay, Hang Seng went up. It missed the KTR plus 1, and now it's pulled back to OP price. Okay. So as I said earlier as well, right, because the day chart, day chart KSI is red in color. So by logic, okay, if the market can go to KTR plus 1, it's going to be very fortunate. But if not itself, right, if you do come down below KTR, below OP, right, there is a possibility for it to travel down to KTR minus 1. And that number is 27,219. Okay, so traders, take note of this. Okay, it's coming down right now. Hang Seng is coming down right now, is seemingly going to test the KTR minus 1 level. Okay, let's see how it goes from here. Okay, gonna look like gonna test that level. Let's see how it goes. Okay, all right, it's moving downwards now. At the moment, it's pressing in. Let's stay on screen for a short moment to see whether can you break. Oh, the boys are showing incidents of selling already. Okay, it's moving down. It's testing the cage support level. That is the intraday cage level that we are seeing right now. And let's see whether the next 1-2 minutes can we see something there. Oh, okay, it's coming down. Okay, it's there. Almost there. Oh, wow. It's a wall here. And it's trying to test that number there. You can see that. Oh, yes, indeed, it's done. Deal. Oh my God, really. So you see, guys, this is what we said earlier, right? I told you what is the probability of using the KSI to your advantage. And really, it has happened. Wow, congratulations. This is live sharing, right? Cool, right? Okay, so that is how we do it. And see, and almost the moment it tested it, rebounding up. Kind of cool, right? This is how we do trading and using the KSI for advantage. So even though the Dow Jones up by 500 points last night, it doesn't mean that the market had to be up. This is why it's so important to follow the chart and follow the KSI. Congratulations to those who have one way or another make money. I'm sure some of you actually made money during the 1 minute chart. I'm quite sure of that. Okay, all right, let's continue then. All right, for DAX, let's take a look now. DAX yesterday recovered, but somehow failed to stay above the MLP. So that is not a very good sign. So let's just put MLP here today. So if DAX today can stay above MLP, 15,201 would be a good idea. But do note, DAX is still very far away from the MA30, still very far away. So let's see whether today can it recover some towards higher or even cover the gap here. If it does cover the gap, then of course the DAX can go much, much higher than this. So let's just observe the market a bit more later today. And if we look at the Okay, here we go. Now this is Nikkei right now. Now Nikkei is still below the MA30, it's below MA200. So it's very clear there is some selling pressure for the Nikkei. And MLP for today is somewhere around here, and that's about 27,511. Still okay, so no much reason to be panicky. Only thing is to note that, right, this is the major, very big BNB here. This is a very outstanding BNB here. So now the market is still toying around the BNB range. So we haven't really break through yet. I think this BNB is kind of big now. So unless it's really going to be the one that's going to set the direction, because this entire BNB, let's take a look here. This entire BNB, this guy, this is the top, this is the bottom. Wow, this entire BNB is a very big one, and that is approximately 1,300 points. Wow. Okay. So which means that the Nikkei, if let's say the BNB to stay up, that means that it's stay like it is, then it's 1,300 points on the upside and potentially down 1,003 on the downside. So I'm not too sure if this is about indication, but as of now, we can see that this is the only BNB closest to us. Okay, so Nikkei traders can take note. Yeah, indeed, Anthony. Hang Seng is always very known for being volatile. It's a very volatile market. And because the speed is so fast and everybody try to execute their trade within the first 1 hour. So after that, you notice Hang Seng doesn't move much at all, right? Because that's Hang Seng characteristic. So not every market perform the same way, move the same way, you know. Hang Seng itself is very clear. From 9:15, it will trade very fast, rapidly under 9:30. And that's when the cash market open, it will trade even faster. And then after that, it will just, like a speed bullet train, bing bong, buy sell. By 10:30 a.m., by latest 10:30 a.m., 10:45, the whole trading activity will cease off. And it will last like that all the way until afternoon session. And even afternoon session, unless there's some very big open European side, if not, it will be the same. Okay, so that is the Hang Seng volatility as you saw and witnessed. All right, let's just see the Nikkei day chart to wrap it up. Okay, Hang Seng really hit the beautiful level here and rebounded very beautiful. See that? That is how and powerful is our system. I mean, think about this. Imagine that in the morning, tell people to buy back here, so in the market now recover. I mean, this could be very impressive to any traders in Hong Kong. All right, this is definitely for sure. I am very sure of that. Okay, let's look at the Nikkei right now. Now, Nikkei, you can see over here, Nikkei today is trading above, tested the pivot 1 and got rejected. Now, why got rejected? Because we can see that the KSI happened to be red. So that's why it's quite expected to see rejection in pivot 1 in this case. Now, incidentally, the MLP and the TSCB, the new TSCB is very near. All right, it's very near to one another. So we'll put it in for us. Okay. Okay, the MLP and the TSCB is for the same level down there. So for Nikkei, unless it travels above 27,773, if not, there'll be some resistance here. And Nikkei, we use M15 for trading. So you can see right on the M15 chart very clear that this morning it opens already. It couldn't stay above the pivot 1, pull back, try again, pull back. So that is why the KSI rate is so important. It does tell you some critical information of what to expect for today's market. Okay. All right. So I covered basically all the indices right now. I think I didn't miss anything here. Okay. So we're done on indices. Let's look at gold, shall we? Okay. Now this is gold. Now gold is trading lower. Gold is trading lower. Now why the last 2 days itself, right? You know, even though yesterday I was pretty bullish on gold, it did went up and we took profit. But inside me is that I told people that if you have profit, just take first because something is just amiss and indeed it really happened. So now the thing is, this is a very big bar down. This is a big black hawk down. So logically speaking, right, if it goes down by such a magnitude, right, there is a probability that it may go down one more time. So this is not a BMB thingy, it's just an observation that I see in the market. So a sudden big black hawk down, right, this entire body length is for 1829, the body opening price. Closing is 1811, so it's a $28. It's an $18 move, $18. So logically speaking, right, if that is the case, then 1811 just to verify it. Okay, 1811 minus 18, 1793. So which means that right, there is a possibility you go down 1793, and of course you can see that when you hit 1793, which is here. Okay, we haven't hit yet. Yeah, that means that there is a possibility that there is a small possibility that gold may have to come down to 1793 first before we can see a rebound. I repeat, there is a small possibility that gold may have to come down to 1793 first before we can see a rebound. But of course, that's on the premises that the market stays down. So let's look at the upside and downside reason. Now the market is trading below the MA 200, right? And this is the MA 30. Can you see that? Okay, so the MA 30 is 1800. The MA 200 is 1810. And currently now the price is trading at 1805. So which means that if gold is to stay down, gold can still come down to test 1800. That is the MA 30. And if it really loses 1800, then the next level that I'm confident that you'll see will be 1793. But once you go to 1793, I kind of suspect that that is where the base will be. Okay, so these are the numbers that we're watching now for time being. All right, so everybody clear on that? I will write down for you once again. Okay, so the first number, MA 200 is 1810, and that is a very strong resistance. The market has to break. Now trading below. The MA 30 is at 1800. That is a key support level. But based on technical aspect, I suspect that we may see a 1793 traded before we can see any form of rebound. So that is how I see on the chart for time being. Okay. Now MLP for today, obviously you can see on the chart MLP is somewhere here, and that's for 1811 level. So 1811. Okay. So overall for today, the gold chart doesn't look good. So that could be more downside pressure. Okay. All right. So that is gold. So take note of that. Now, FYI, you can see now I just saw the Hang Seng is moving again. Okay, let's just check the Hang Seng. Wow, very fast. See, okay, wanna. Wow, look at it, Hang Seng. Okay, this Hang Seng. All right, it went down all the way, triggered the KTR -1, and then after rebound so fast back to above OP. See, that is very fast for Hang Seng. This is why, Hang Seng trader, either you love it or you hate it. Okay. All right, so that is Hang Seng. Sorry to digress a little bit. So let's go back to the gold. Gold should be going down further. Okay, there we look at the gold weekly chart. Weekly chart shows very strong resistance at the MLP level. That one I mentioned, 1820. That's a very strong resistance level. So until the next time it can close above 1820, if not, there should be this resistance for time being. Okay, and let's look at the gold for today now. Today's gold, not nice. Okay, it's really not nice. Well, why is it not nice? So guys, everybody take a look at gold today. The opening price is actually below P2, right? So what should we do when a day like this? Tell me guys, when the market is trading like this, when the market is below, the opening price is below P2, what should we do today? Please key your answer right now. What should we do today? Below opening price, below market opening price, below P2, what should we do today? And of course, I'm talking about the normal pivot day, not the inverse pivots. Okay, so let me see whether you all finally get an idea now to write it properly. Okay, to short, to sell is not wrong. I'm looking for a very classic case. Okay, all right, sell on CCOIR below OP, correct? That is the one that I'm looking at, Eric, that's the one. Okay, that'll be very clear. Yeah, indeed, Louis also there. Okay, CCOIR, sell, correct? Okay, then Fred is the one, the very, very detailed. You notice that also, right? Today, the day chart is a CCYR. You notice that? Today, the day chart is also CCYR. So based on that, today is a selling day because the market is showing us a CCYR. All right, so below OP is a sell today. Below OP is a sell today. And now you can see it's coming down right now. The only thing that's so-called against us is KSI. So to sell, is it correct? It's still a sell, but just that the size does reduce. That means that after you calculate it, right, you reduce your size, okay? All right, so now it's also, and it's also now breaking below the cage support level. So that's why today for gold will be a selling day, okay? The gold selling day, yes, exactly good. Yes, indeed, Iman, you got it right. You're the only one who caught the KSI. All right, the rest, thank you. You guys did it correctly, all of you. So I give you all a like button. All right, it's just that if you guys can give me better stuff, like Lauren also pretty good. The more detail you give, the better for yourself. It means that you're learning something from here. Okay. All right, remember that. Okay, excellent. Okay, so today gold may come down, right? So how low will gold go? As I say, it may go down to the KCB level 1802, 1796. Or you may go down to the technical point I mentioned, it's about 1793. Okay, so let's see whether or not gold really follow through. Okay. And okay, hold on. Now this is silver price. Now silver continued to fall for the 4th day in a row. And of course, the last time we talked about silver, it broke below the, it went down and created a death cross, remember? There was a death cross. I show you to you one more time. You can see that the shorter moving average went below the longer moving average, right? So this shorter one go below. That means that it become a death cross. And this is the current price right now. The MA for the two of them. It's very clear the current market down is below the 2 MA. Hence, therefore, there is a very strong possibility of going down further. But as I said again, the time when you talk about silver, I did say to you guys that I'm looking to buy at any price below $25. So already now the first chocolate bar fulfillment is there. Can you see that? This is the chocolate bar. So back there when I was talking about this silver, I said when we were here, I said that the nearest chocolate bar that's available is this guy here. And that's about $24.77, right? Around there, right? So now the market has triggered. So what can we do? So for people who are short in the market, I think it's a good time to buy back now. Okay, I repeat, this is a good time now to do a bit of buyback. You don't need to buy back everything, you can buy back some. The next level that the silver may be going down, well, that will be, let me bring it in. It should be somewhere around here. If silver has come down, that's $24.36. Now do note, if you notice this, guys, this is the last BNB here, right? Fair enough. So remember I told you guys, if the market breaks the BNB SL, it will go down lower, right? So let me just bring you to take a look at the BNB. And you can see why we love the BNB so much. And I think that if you can actually concentrate on doing BNB trading, right, you should come out pretty well. You know that? So let me just okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, so everybody take a look at the silver price right now. If I look at silver, I bring it in. You see that? Beautiful, man. My God, look at it. So if you were to use a silver BNB, you can see that this is the range recently, and this is the SL, and this is the RL. And I told you guys, if the market breaks below the SL, you can short something for 1x1, and voila, we are just cents away from the level. So this is why I really, really love to trade BNB days. I'm gonna tell you this, guys. I mean, recently I told you I helped some people with their trading side because they're having a bit of difficulty. They couldn't, get themselves to get in the correct state of mind. So I told them, look, just focus on the BNB, and I help a few, and they are making now good money. Some are making $5,000, some are making $10,000, and this is going to be incredible. All right, so this is something that you must really consider to work on it. It will really help you in making your life even better. Okay, so think about this. All right, and look at how to do your BNB structure. I think this is going to be very, very useful. Okay. All right. So that is the thing here. You don't need to have the BNB indicators, guys. You just need to go and do it yourself. Take the high, take the low. All right. Take the high, take the low, get the range, and just extend. It's that simple. You don't need to wait for me to give you this indicator. And most likely this indicator for BNB, we have to put it back to PTP level because this actually came from PTP. It's just that because I'm from PTP, I move it away. I share it with you guys. So that's why I want to help you. But then I realized that, right, it contributes a bit here and there, some of the technical stuff. So that's why I'm sharing with you, no problem. But if you want to have this indicator, then you maybe need to be a PTP student, okay? But at least you know how to structure this. Of course, you can even create yourself. If you are very good in MT4, you can create your own coding. You can just do it on yourself. As I said, once again, my techniques here, so whatever I can share with you, I got no fear that you will take it away one day and claim it's yours. Because seriously, I mean, I'm not going to be bothered, really. Other than my own IP stuff and stuff, right? All this stuff of sharing, if I share with you, if you want to claim it's yours, I can't say it's not yours or mine, but we all know who's the originator. Okay, kind of cool, right? Okay, so that is the silver price, and that is the silver chart for today. So I will share with you for silver. Okay. Hey, sorry. Oops, some error here. Oh, okay. Silver, okay. Okay, you can see, okay, you can see what happened, right? Let me show it to you. Because I haven't updated with the copy with Ben yet, so you can see my screen right now, right? Also show not supported. So you see, even myself, I need to get my latest update file from them. So everybody, if you want to get your silver chart, please get it from them, okay? All right, but of course you must subscribe to it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I finished the silver. Let's look at the crude oil price right now. Now, crude oil is something that I've been talking. And yesterday, I already tell you guys, crude oil should see a base about $66. And of course, crude oil really hit $66 and recovered. But of course, if you look at the whole chocolate bar theory, if you do the chocolate bar, you'll notice that there is another chocolate bar level at about $66. And one more that is all the way here, and that's about $63. Okay, quite far distant here. But the $63 is very nearby to the MA 200. So I did say this, I still believe, I repeat, I still believe that crude oil will come down to this point here. I still believe that crude oil will come down to $63.50 range around there to trigger the MA 200 before we see any significant rebound. Okay, and of course, if that happens, the equity market will also be coming down. So that's the reason why I kind of believe that the equity market have not really run its course yet for the downside. But of course, you want to put it back with the chart. You can put it the crude oil, put it back in the crude oil. Now, today's crude oil, you can see very clearly is trading now marginally below the pivot one. Okay, marginally below pivot one. Okay, that's the reason why you see a white color line. If it goes above the line, it will be, first it will be above OP and above the pivot one, the whole line turns cyan color. All right, so at the moment for this KSI is red in color for crude oil. That means that there still be downside pressure. So if the crude oil stays below OP, I still suspect that crude oil may still have to come down to the level I just said, and that could be as low as $63.33, which happened to be the MA 200 level. So, okay, so that's why I suspect that crude oil in the near term should be going down to test back the 63.50 level range. Okay, all right. So that will be all for the technical analysis part itself. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you want to hang on for the fundamental part of the market, you can stay tuned. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you guys once again. Thank you for staying with me for the technical side. Okay. I take a short 15 seconds break. No worries, Sheng Hui, appreciate that. All right, guys, let's continue the market news. Okay, so what we what we see right now for market news, today is Wednesday. Now, yesterday Netflix result was good, right? But the expected subscriber is going to drop. So that's why Netflix this morning, once it opened, it came down. Let me just bring it to you Netflix. Okay, okay. So you can see that Netflix, right, after market hours, it dropped by $1, down not much. It was down a bit more earlier. Okay, so this is the thing here. But then after market, this is after market is up. Sorry, after market is up by $3. I thought it was down. I saw on CNBC. I saw it wrongly. Okay, so it's up. Okay, it's up. Apology. Okay, so what we have right now today, we have Wednesday with Coca-Cola. I expect to be good. Johnson & Johnson expect to be good. So these two numbers are expected to be good, but all depending on what they foresee in the coming next quarter. Okay. Oops. Okay. So do note once again, Susan will go live every day. Today Susan go live will be at home because today office is closed. Today office is closed. Right. Yesterday, Susan gave very good calls, and yesterday I think she made about $350. All right, from a very reasonable small size account. I think the account size is less than $3,000. That means she made a 10% or more return in a single day. Oh, that's outstanding, Susan. Well done, Susan. So yesterday, Susan had a good field day, and she gave very precise. She gave market views here. She typed it out. She screenshot the charts and then she sent it to Telegram. I mean, seriously, this is really commitment from an individual who really, really wants to share her train of thoughts with everybody. I mean, if people still don't appreciate it, right, I don't know how to do that. All right, now do note tonight at 7:30 p.m. Singapore time, I'm going to talk about the Professional Trader Program, the PTP. Now, because every 3 months that I do one PTP, because first of all, one PTP is 3 days. Okay, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and it's all full day. Okay, so people who want to go for this PTP, you need to take leave, of course. And the thing is this, of course, the sharing will be incredible. There's loads of solid stuff that we'll be sharing with you this time now, some more. And of course, this is a prelude also to our version 5. Yes, indeed, we are going to have our version 5.0. Yes, indeed. Now, 5.0 means we're going to give you even more stuff, and it's a free upgrade, okay? Free upgrade to all the TWB active subscribers. So you see, we keep on updating, and we don't charge you anything after that. You realize that, right? We just keep on updating, getting better and better, because we just want you to make money, okay? And of course, this 5.0 is also a prelude towards our app coming up soon. So that's the reason why I'm saying that today, if you are interested to join the PDP introduction session, 7:30 p.m. via Zoom, okay? It's via Zoom, so it means the Zoom details, I'll put it up, and you guys just come and join in, okay? All right, now, of course, the price for PDP will also increase because we're giving more stuff later part. So if you want to save some cost, then of course join in early. Okay, all right. And of course, if you want to have the 3.9 much earlier than before the class start, right? Of course, you can do that. You just have to make full payment, and then you can get the 3.9 and go through the videos before I have my class on the 14th, 15th, 16th. It's a Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay. All right. Now, yesterday we have the building permits. It's about the same number, slightly lower than the 1.7 million forecast. Slightly lower, but it's still okay. All right, it's still within level. Now today, the crude oil inventories, I suspect the number will be higher. I don't think it's 4.46. I think it will be around 5.8 million. All right, I believe that it will be negative. All right, that means that again, it shows that right there, it's lesser people getting involved in crude oil, and that is the reason why crude oil recently went up. Okay. And of course, this is the Dow Jones yesterday. The Dow Jones, once it opened, it went non-stop all the way, close near the high of the day. And the reason why it went up, let's take a look. Now, the reason why it went up is because apparently investors stepped in to buy from the dip. Now, this one, I really don't buy it, honestly. I mean, we are talking about this, you see. Yes, the day before, well, everybody sell because of COVID. Then you tell me the COVID is still there, right? The COVID number is still there. Then suddenly everybody buy. This is very clear. There is a lot of distribution, a lot of coming back to buy up the market. That is what is happening right now in the American market. They are taking this stock market as a form of a money-making asset. All right, it's not only for investment, for long haul. It's just that today play up, today play down, just to make money. And that is what's happening right now in the market. Yes, indeed, it's a really superb effort from Susan, and I'm glad that Anthony make money from it. Yes, indeed, we are doing our best to make sure our students do well. And of course, the day before was COVID resurgence. Today, the market recovered. And of course, yesterday the day before we saw the yield go down to 1.17%. Today, just because it go with 1.2%, the market recovered. I mean, this is all a lot of BS at the moment. But nonetheless, still, right, you can see that all of the so-called epicenter stock recover from Tuesday's from the loss. Airlines, cruise recovers. American Airlines, Delta Airlines, who lost 4% in the sell-off, added back 8 to 5% respectively. So whatever they lost the day before, they make back everything. So you tell me, is this anywhere near to a concern right now? Or is it because the boys is full of confidence? Are they don't mind selling one day and buy back tomorrow the same thing again? No, it's just very clear. There's a bit of distribution selling, and also some forces are just buying relentlessly. So that is what is actually seeing right now. Very incredible. All right, so you can see that this is the Dow selling off. All right, and this is the Dow recovering, and it almost basically covered the gap. So this is pure TA, guys. TA at its best. So someone has come in, the plunge protection team came in, and they just buy, and just doesn't stop. And they only buy and stop only when the gap has been covered. So that is why some people say, oh, this gap and it's covered, right? I mean, yeah, that is how it works out. Okay, so we talk about this thing here. The market is talking about this 50-day moving average. Okay, so let me try it out for you. Okay, the 50-day moving average, the one that everybody is talking on non-stop about it. Okay. So first of all, very simple. We take S&P 500 as a chart. Okay. Then of course I change the template to black and white, so it's easier for us to take a look. Then of course you must choose daily chart, obviously, right? So this is S&P. Then what you need to do is just go to Insert Indicators. And you go to Trend, and under Trend, there's this thing called Moving Average. Then you go to 50, okay? And they use all our simple SMA, apply to close. Then we just put the line in, we put blue, since what everybody's using, and we press OK. Now, so you can see that why the market recover, right? You see that, wow. Then you say, Cal, you can teach us this. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. Wow, look at it. The way the market hit the number, right, and almost instantly rebound. So previously, when it closed below, people say that that's the end, right? But look at it, it also rebound. Then of course you can see that on this area, wow, so accurate, right? Every time hit only recover. Every Emmy got his good day, put it this way. All right, so you can see that. So that's why there's this guy in the market that I'll share with you in the alternate market views. Says that every time when the market hit the MA30, MA50, just buy. Hit the MA50, just buy. As long as hit MA50, just buy. So that's why 2 days ago, when he hit this point, right, I did mention in MAO, I said that guys, today just buy back the position. Remember that? And of course, those who follow through got it. All right, now the thing is this, the question mark will be, okay, so does it mean that the S&P will go higher? Well, let's just do a simple analysis here. Every time when you hit the MA already, right, after about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 5 days later, the market will recover, right? So for this one, you can see it took a longer period of time, but eventually it recovers. This one took about 1, 2, 3, 4, for 4 days to recover. So are we saying that, right, maybe the market take about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then it recover back? It is a possibility that this may actually really happen. That means the market may actually go back up to here. But on the flip note, I will just say this. When you heard about the boy who cried wolf, right? So we can also see something here before you jump and think that, wow, this is the sure win method. I want to take a look over here. Okay, this is the ME30, ME50. There were instances whereby in the past, it loses the ME50 and it crashed down. Okay, it happened again. All right, and it happened before. So this is something that I want you to take a look at. This is whereby the last thing in 2019, when the market stays above the MA50, all right, when it touches, it was brilliant. Everybody thought it would be safe, but after that, the market crashed out. So I would say this: the more reliable it is, the more people involved in it, the more dangerous it will be. So I will say this upfront on recording is that if the market is to come down, it's going to be very clear it will come down towards this MA50. So that means that there is a small possibility that the market will have to come down to this point here, 42.53 mark for the S&P to find support. And if it touch and close above, definitely just buy, no question asked. But if it goes below it, then there will be selling. Okay, got the idea now? Okay, if you got the idea, please key number 2 right now. Please key number 2. And for those who missed what I just said about the ME calculation, now this is how it looks like. 50-day moving average, simple, apply to close. But I see some selling in Hong Kong right now. Hong Kong and lost below the 200 mark. Okay, all right, thank you guys. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Okay, I'll talk about this another day. Okay, so let's continue. So you got an idea now how you get the 50-day moving average. Okay, now of course do understand this. They are using it benchmark to the spot market, not the SCRD, not the futures, but it's around there. Concept is around there. Okay, so the Dow recap. Let's recap what happened to yesterday's Dow, shall we? So yesterday Dow was the opening price is here, opening price is here, the people one is here, KSI was green, so there's only one answer to this. Above OP, CCRY buy. There's nothing more you need to ask me. Really, seriously, you don't need to ask me, right? And let's take a look what happened. Wow, look at it. Above OP, buy. Above OP, buy. Above OP, buy. Now, yesterday there were 3 shorts for you to enter when it's above OP, above people want to buy. The first one was good. You make good money because this is your entry, this is your stop loss. You easily make at least 3x's. That is the first very good trade. Then, of course, the second trade came in. This time now, it did not give you the profit and instead cut loss, so you lost money. Okay, this is very visual. Then the third one, okay, this is the one that you definitely have to enter because why? This guy got a BNB there. It's a BNB, it's a CCRY, triggered the OP, which is beautiful. And then it has a trigger point of BNB. And it also triggered KTR +1. Oh my goodness. The only thing you may ask me, Cal, is that it's so big, right? Can we enter? Guys, I'm telling you this always, always, always. The bigger the bar is, actually the better it is. All right. If the bar is a big candle up, okay, a lot of people scared maybe you pull back down. Now, very simple. If you're scared it will come back down, when it goes down by at least 30% or 40% from the high, you can just cut because you know that it is coming down. But if you look at it, this guy, if it's going to be up, right, you notice that if you buy here, your stop loss is here. You just have to ask yourself how much risk you can take. $100, $200, $300, and that's it. And if you do that itself, right, easily, you make back the same amount of profit in just about an hour's time. And this is something that you shouldn't run away because it's a very clear cut. It's a CCROI that has the touch OP, and it also is above pivot 1. It's a very strong buy already, and it's a BNB. Oh my God. A BNB means the boys are in. So definitely this is a very good buy. And of course, the KSI was green. It confirms and double confirm and triple confirm for you. And that's why you see the Dow goes up. And I say this again and again and again, guys, our system is really that simple. You just have to follow the rules. As long as you follow the rules, you are okay. You got an idea? All right. So that will be the Dow recap. And let's talk about gold. Now, gold, I don't have much news for you. Just that gold now, most people are saying that gold now has this, we couldn't go past 120, so it's fluctuating between the 100-day and 200-day MA, which we saw it before. Is this Dow BNB at yesterday's market open? Yes, Alex, you're right. This BNB happened when the Dow opened at 9:30 p.m. yesterday. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go and visit gold, shall we? Now, gold yesterday, although it's a disappointment, but we look at it as objectively. The opening price is here, right? The above OP, above pivot 1. KSI is green, then no blue bars at the bottom. So overall, it's very bullish, okay? Right, but it has to stay with rules above OP and might have CCRY, right? That is very, very important that you don't forget. So let's go through the motion yesterday. Now, above OP, buy. See that? Because pivot 1 is at the bottom, right? So above OP, buy, CCRY, buy. But unfortunately, in the second round, we lost money. It came down. On the third round, we actually lost money also. On the fourth round, fifth round, all lost money. So it was pretty upsetting because people who, example, let me just go through with you. If you actually buy here, your stop loss should be actually placed here. Because why? If you place here, it's way too near. Okay, the nearest V is, the nearest V is A, I understand. But this A is too near. So usually if I buy at B, example, right, I will put my stop loss at X. Okay, that's how we do it. All right. Now, if you, let's say you tell me you enter on at C, example, then same thing again, the stop loss too near. All right, you may use A to stop loss. So in this case, you lost money. Then after that, D, if you enter again, enter on D, and your stop loss, you place it at here. And this could be E, example, right? Your stop loss is kind of expected. And of course, you enter again at E, which I entered, and of course, we lost money. So of course, for C, D, E, losing money like for 3 times in a row is kind of pissed off, right? But what to do? This is trading. But that exactly because of that, when the price came down, all the way, it stabilized around here. And then what happened? It basically targeted the OP and the CCRY. And of course, the KCX was there. And of course, from the entry price to stop loss, it have given me back easily 1 to 2 times profit. So again, it's doable to trade, but sometime in life, you have to take a few knocks before you can get it right. But as long as the thing is right, then you won't be wrong. Now, of course, the turning point, as you can see, it came around here, whereby you notice that this is the highest point of the day. Do you notice that this is also a BNB of the day? So if you put the RL and the SL here, you can actually see why the gold couldn't go up. And when the gold failed to stay above the BNB SL, right, well, gold plunged all the way down back to the pivot 1. And the crazy part is this, look at it, the KTR -1 is exactly here, and the gold stopped there amazingly. You know, I told you before, right, the way our system is, if we're going to put a side bet every day, and we put all the 6 KTRs and the 2 pivot levels on the table. I can tell you that almost every day, right? Almost every day, the so-called high of the day or low of the day, our KTR is able to match. It's quite incredible. I tell you that. It's how many times we've been seeing this already. So that is how we traded gold. So initially you lost money, you kind of expected the second part you make back. That's why you see my personal trade, the first few trades I lost money, my last trade I made back, and at the end of the day it was flat out. It wasn't, I mean, I'm down by $30, but at least that is something that we can share with you. Okay, so you got an idea now? Yeah, indeed. So that is the gold market. Okay, cool. All right. All right, so let's talk about some global news. Okay, some global news right now. So Dr. Fauci and Senator Paul basically have a very heated exchange at the Senate hearing, because now Rand Paul is saying that, right, he believes that Dr. Fauci knows that the virus, the COVID-19 virus, came from the Wuhan lab, and apparently they found it. Okay, so of course Fauci say no, so that's the reason why the ding dong ding dong. All right, these are the two gentlemen, and of course this is Fauci, obviously. So Fauci, who oversees several NIH research programs, is the director of National Institute of Allergies and Infectious Disease, says he wouldn't retract his previous statement from the May hearing. I have not lied before Congress. I've never lied. Certainly not before Congress. Case closed. Okay. So what do you think, guys, for the fun of it? Do you think that Dr. Fauci is lying or not lying? What do you think, guys? Let me hear from you guys. Do you think that Dr. Fauci, in your perspective, is he lying or he didn't? Right. Please key your answer right now. Let me see. Get some water. You key your answer, okay? Okay. So only one guy replied me, Jerry's professional liar. Oh, okay. All right. All I can say is this. How about that? Both are not telling the truth. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. This Fred. Okay. Eric says both are not telling the truth, only selected information. I think that is even better. All right. Don't trust them. Okay. I can only say this that if you are in a management level, the one leading it, it's very tough for you to be don't know all these are big thing. Even if you don't know, and it really happened right under your nose, you can actually go and dig it out and ask all your guys to come out and talk to you in tongues, right? Okay. All right. So of course, oops, sorry, some PowerPoint error again. Okay. So what happened? Okay. So obviously we have a bit of more problem in Singapore. So now we return to phase 2, the heightened alert once again. Dining is suspended. Okay, so no more makan. Okay, I suppose I'm planning for my birthday. You know, my birthday is coming in. I'm planning my birthday to celebrate with my wife and kids, and now, back to square one. So, okay lah. So let's hope that we stay safe lah, because you can see that, right? Now, luckily, the thing is this. I mean, we're 182, 192 actually. In that case, 192. All right, and still okay. All right, even now we're on Bloomberg already. Imagine that. Oh my gosh. The thing is this, I am quite surprised the school still remain open. Of course, to some parents it's good, no HBL, right? But to me is that, are you telling me the kids are not getting hit again? So, I mean, I'm not too sure about this, so I just leave it there. But now we have Malaysia, now the empty syringe cases have skewed up, okay? People getting worried because you saw the video, right, where they put the syringe in and they take it out, they even inject, there's nothing inside the syringe. That was incredible, okay? So this is something that is going to dampen the market. I mean, you shouldn't do that. That's all I can say. All right, but of course, in the US now, the rising COVID cases is fueling up. Now, apparently in US now has tripled in the last 30 days. Oh my God. Okay, so it was at 17,000, right? Now it's at 32,000. Okay, my God, it's really going fast. And again, it's like it's happening right now. And in UK, oh my God, look at the figure in UK. My goodness, is this the what they want? What, double top? So apparently now in UK, it's also doing that. So people are just not really bothered, right? It seems that UK is surrendering to COVID-19, and this comes from Channel News Asia side. Okay, so, you know, to me is that we understand that they just need to have life going on. So I will leave it with it. That's all. Leave it with it. Okay, so what are the reasons to stay bullish for now? Let's take a look. Okay, sorry. I thought taken once in a while this PowerPoint issue. I don't know why. Okay, never mind. So Leon Copperman says that the big tech stocks, even near record, are not overvalued. That means that these tech shares are not at a very high level, right? But towards for Leo Copperman, he believes that this is still a good time to buy. So apparently he says that, right, it is still at a fair price, even though it's at record high. He believes that Facebook, Microsoft, Amazon are still upside to go. It's a bit in line with what this Tom Lee has said. And of course, he said that there's a lot of this thing about the technology. There's so much room to go. AI, artificial intelligence, all these are pretty good stuff. The only thing he said that he's not short the US government bonds because he felt it's totally mispriced to him. And he thinks that, right, he just stay away from bonds. That makes sense. So he's going to go cash into stock market. And of course, he says that, right, stock pick have been my way of success. And of course, a billionaire saying that is very, he validated it. And still, he believes that, right, in terms of long term, he believes that stock is still the best. Of course, in America, seriously, in America, if you really think about this, all right, at any decade you can think of, any decade, yeah, from 1980s, that was at the Dow Jones was below 5,000. In 1990s, it's 10,000. In 2000 was 20,000. And today now it's already 30,000. So every 10 years, the Dow Jones up by 10,000 points. So I'm not even half surprised to see Dow Jones at 50,000 the next decade. So that's why I tell my friends this. If there's going to be any severe selling in the market in the next 6 months, 9 months, right, go all in and buy stock for the next 10 years and don't bother because it will go up. So today the high is at 35,000, right? It means the next high is 45,000. It's as simple as that. Kind of cool, right? Do you agree with that? All right. Yeah, indeed, right? So he still thinks that it's still reasonable there, and he thinks that the condition for bear is still not there. So that is from this Leon Copperman. Now, there's some interesting charts I got for you guys. This is the 50-day MA I showed earlier already. Then we talk about this interesting gap, they're closing out the gap. So it's a very classic buy up, classic buy up. And of course, the fear and greed index, right, got into a very interesting, I showed you yesterday, the anxiety seemingly there. And now people are quite fearful of the market. Even though the market came down, people are fearful, but this is not live. This is not yesterday, it's the day before. So that's why I say that, right? People get a little bit too fearful recently. And of course, if this fear is taken out from the market, wow, the bullishness can bring it all the way to the sky. And that could bring the Dow Jones back above 35,000 easily. So Tom Lee came in again, and Tom Lee is being interviewed. So Tom Lee can see him basically almost every day on CNBC. All right, so let's hear what you have to say. Right, turn on your volume louder. Hope it goes well. Okay, hold on. I move the volume a little bit.
Was certainly still ranging. We did not have available vaccines then. And we still don't, as we're now, even though we have vaccines, but the Delta variant is causing more room to go. Does this make sense to me that the market should be starting off because of that?
I mean, certainly that once there is rise and the Delta variant is sort of maybe a mutation that's actually and the data that put together shows that from a seasonal perspective, how this is today, most folks are at the time of this last year's and probably the conditions in the south. But like last year, those goes for 8 weeks. But it's not like it's now, when the cyclical trade thing that I talked about, people sitting stuff like across the board as well in the market. And I think that's what it's not about whereas
Okay, so just here that you can't hear him. Okay, I will try to upload again onto the Facebook site later on. Okay, so basically Tom is being asked about his view, and he's saying that July month is still going to be a very volatile month, even though that the market recovered yesterday. He feels that July month is still not the time to be a hero, and he still believes that July month is time to go slow. But he's very optimistic that he still believes that we'll see a double-digit gain by the end of the year. And of course, we're not a double-digit gain. So he still believes that even there's a sell-off in July or even in August, it'll be a great time to buy. And I totally agree with this very statement. So I'm going to say this up front again, everybody here. If there's going to be any selling in this coming month, okay, whether it's this month or next month, and if the selling is going to be painful enough to make people fear, I think that's a great time to buy into the market. Can you understand my point? All right. So all clear on this. Hopefully I can I've summarized for you. Don't worry, I'll upload this back for you guys later. All right. Okay. Okay, so that is the strategy strongly. Okay, so now we're going to go into the alternate market views. Now, I mean, now is the time whereby if you don't want to be distracted by the negative side of the market, you can leave right now. If you want to continue, just going to cover our charts before we end today's MAO. Okay. All right. Okay, inaudible, right? Audible. All right, I'll come back to you. Okay, so I'll give you a few more seconds before you go. Okay, all right. Okay, so let's just continue then. Okay, so basically, right, apparently some strategies, okay, a few of them are not very well known, but it's the market. They are saying that, right, the market is a bit of a volatile summer, a deeper pullback may be ahead, okay? So some strategies is still expecting a 10% pullback or more. And they say that it's likely to be happening in late August, September, October. Now, this is a typical 3 months where the market will always have a back quarter. And say that there's some signs of it happening, especially the semiconductor is not doing that well. That's true. And of course, they also find it very unusual for the 10-year yields to be trading lower, but it should be trading higher with the inflation because of all the manipulation that's ongoing right now. And of course, this is the thing here. If the moment the yields have to go up, right, if you cannot control the yield, then of course that may spark the selling. And of course, the yield now is coming down very fast, like a falling knife. So some people are saying that it's not the time to buy into it because it's catching a falling knife. I totally agree. But the question is, do you think that it will stay at 1.17 for a long time? Well, I don't think so too. So that's why my personal take is this: for the yield, it will be a buy. So I'm going to talk about the yield now. Okay, this is the VIX indicator. I already mentioned to you guys to look for VIX to buy when it's trading at about 16 range. And of course, I said big profit at 20. So it went up to 20, and after it went to 24. So we took some profit at all this level already at 20 and 24. We took some profit already. So now the question is, if we come back down, will I be a buyer? Yes, indeed, I will be a buyer. And I still believe that this VIX will be like this, slowly but surely going up like this. This is my personal take, and this will happen by probably September. Okay, which means August to September, July, of course. So this is going to be a July, August, September period. I see the VIX indicator trading 38. Okay, I foresee that lah. So let's see, am I wrong or not? I foresee it will trade 38. Okay, so that's my view. But do note the VIX, I checked with some brokers. Wow, their swap per day is very heavy, very expensive. Okay, so before you trade and hold for long term, make sure you check the swap first. Oh, the swap is a killer. I'll tell you that, it's really a killer. Okay. Wait, where's my? Wait. Hold on, my screen, I lost it. Okay. Okay, then. I thought I lost my screen. Okay, so that is the VIX. That's not about the 10-year yields, right? Okay, now this is 10-year yields. Now, if you look at the neckline of the 10-year yield, I showed you before previously, right? I told you about the technical level here, and you can see that it had hit 1.14 technical level. So I suspect that it will go up again. So I still believe that the 10-year yield will find strength and go back up to 1.3% in the coming week. But I'm still looking at it go up to 1.6%, and likely this will happen again in my opinion, about September period. I believe that in September period, I believe that the 10-year yield will go back up to 1.6%. Okay. Now, why is that so? I suspect that the chart tells me that we are around there already. Just need to wait for another 1 or 2 more rounds. We should be able to move higher. Okay. All right. So that is the view here. So there is this guy particularly, you can go and Google him, is called the mystery broker. All right. Not too sure if it's fictional, but apparently, right, this is actually apparently this is the particular guy who is a broker. Apparently he says himself a broker. He does give market commenting, and he was very accurate. When it was at 2007, he was very bearish virtually. And then after that, when the market collapsed, right, he said that the market in March in 2009 will be the best and you will never be coming down again. And he was totally correct. Then this is something incredible. So for two sides of it, one on the sell side and the buy side, it was perfect. And of course, we all know that, right, this is what actually happened. So now this mystery broker, you can go and find on Twitter, hashtag mystery broker. Okay, he's saying that March 2020 is, but he also got wrong. He said that March 2020 was a low, it will hold, but it actually went down to 2200. Okay, so he was wrong by almost 700 points. Okay, so it can be terribly wrong. But after that, he said that it will bottom, and indeed the market recovered all the way to where it started. So something like he may know something that we all don't know, but he may be that accurate in terms of timing, but he's still in the long trend. He seems to have that. So you can go and Google on him, mystery broker. And he did say about this 50-day MA. That's the reason why it's spreading across everywhere. But of course, I'll remind you guys, when everybody talks the same thing, right, usually that will be the killer point. So watch out for this. It's very, very important. So he is saying, now what is his current outlook, right? He's still that now the recovery is at the 2003 and 2004 period, whereby it's kind of slow but steady. He believes that the market is still going to recover. So in short itself, right, he do see some volatility the next 2-3 months, which is pretty in line with my sharing. But he also sees that, right, the market will recover strongly last quarter or next year. All right, so all seemingly in line, and everybody seems to have the same train of thoughts, right? Apparently, and this is the very interesting thing about the New York State, the uptick and downtick. This is showing you the uptick and downtick. You can see that the volatility is crazy. It's as if that a lot of buy up, a lot of sell down, a lot of buy up, a lot of sell down. It's not usual. So it's very clear that they are net sellers. That means that every buy up 2, they sell down 4. That type of feeling. That is the reason why that's why we are saying that this point a very weird trading pattern, which is not seen for some time already. And last but not least, this is the VIX indicator that Northman Trader is using. He says that, right, Northman Trader said that, well, every time when the market hit a peak, right, it's what the RSI is at the top, but now the RSI haven't hit the top, right, and the market pull back. No, it should be more upside. So I also suspect that happened. That's why I think that VIX will go back to 24, 26 level later. When it reached down there, maybe through technical aspect, it may just pull back. But if the pullback is not strong enough, it may go again, and that will bring up the whole bullishness of the market. And of course, if VIX indicator is up, that means that the equity market will have to fall. So let's see whether my forecast is correct. So if I suspect that this is not the end yet, that means that VIX will go higher and the Dow Jones or equity market will go lower. All right. Okay, guys, that will be all for today's MAO. All right, so it's about 1.5 hours again, but I tried my best to rearrange this for you. I hope you guys will like this new arrangement. And like I said today, the thing to do, so we will not have any afternoon MAO, but Susan will still have Susan go live. And of course, at 7:30, we talk about the PTP introduction session. I will see you there if you're interested. All right, guys, thank you so much once again. Have a great time trading the market. I believe today will be quite fun. Okay, bye-bye, guys. Thank you. Thank you. That's it, huh? Okay. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Bye-bye.